Okay, welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's your boy Ant, and I have the lovely
Julie.
Oh, she's so. So today we are discussing. What are we discussing again?
We're discussing like pregnancy, like 101, I would say.
Yeah, so
kind of because it's going to be a mixture of like everything that we've witnessed and what we think we're going to experience in the future.
So right now we are currently 18 weeks pregnant, right?
He knows better than I do.
Yeah, I keep count. See, I'm the one who cares about this whole,
Don't start.
All right, so we're 18 weeks pregnant. We're expecting our baby girl early May. So I know you guys are dying to know.
Oh, that's a good one. We should ask them. Well, maybe it's hard for everybody to say right now, but like when they think I'm going to be coming, maybe that would be like a future video.
Yeah, it could be like a little challenge.
Yeah, like a little challenge, like when.
So tell them the due date. They're saying.
So they're saying that I'm going to be due May 2nd right now.
So May 2nd. So in the later videos, we're going to probably hold like a little contest. When you think she's going to be due?
That'd be fun.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We can do that. So, all right. So she's due May 2nd. We're expecting a baby girl. And what is the name that we have right now for the baby girl?
So it's going to be Miliana. That's going to be the first name, and the middle name's Grace. So Miliana Grace.
And then obviously Jones. So Miliana Grace Jones. That is the name of our baby girl. So that's all fine and dandy, but let's get down to business. The tough questions. The toughness. We'll start kind of light, and then we'll work our way into it. Today we're kind of discussing like how the pregnancy has been, the goals that we are looking to achieve moving forward for our baby girl, boundaries, how we're going to discipline, and how we're going to co-parent. So let's dive into it.
Okay.
All right. So number one.
So yeah, let's start with how we planned.
Okay. So first of all, let's discuss that. This whole pregnancy was planned. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't like we got a test and like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, we planned this. We knew what we wanted. From day one, we knew what we wanted. When it came down to marriage, when it came down to having a baby girl and having a family, everything was planned. And I think that's important for people to know, so they know that it wasn't just something that just kind of just happened. We were just like on a panic. Let's move. No. So by the grace of God, we planned everything. And thus far, it's been an amazing, emotional, hormone-driven journey.
See how I threw that in there?
Which we're gonna discuss the whole hormone thing because
so that's an important thing that I think that we should talk about is we did plan this whole pregnancy. So the first time that Anthony and I really sat down and talked, we really laid everything out there of what we want for the future, for our life and everything like that. Really in-depth kind of conversation when we first met. So we had those talks and we knew that we were gonna put things in play quickly because that's what we wanted, and we knew that this was it for both of us.
Facts.
So so we planned it. We tried to plan it. We tried, and then the first time it didn't happen, and then the second time it did. Yeah. So we found out the 22nd, as we learned in the last video.
Just that video.
What time did I tell you? I'm just kidding.
Ow, my face hurts.
So we found out on the 22nd. We took a test. And then I made Anthony look at it first because I was too scared, and he like immediately called me in the bathroom.
I think I was in there like, bang!
You were.
Bang! I was in there screaming like a little girl. I was like, she pregnant, we pregnant. It was crazy. It was crazy. So since that moment, we've been writing down different ideas to discuss with you guys, like the journey and what we're trying to plan. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we're having a baby girl, and I'm gonna be a lunatic. A lunatic. She does these little things, little mind games. She try to get in my head. They try to like really irk me. But you know what? We're gonna discuss with you guys and let you know what's been going down.
So Anthony already has a son who's 6. And then I don't have any kids yet. So this is my first one. But it's like a new experience for both of us because we're married and we're having a girl. So, yeah.
married life. So we're having a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
You don't take that off either, just to let everybody know.
I have like a dry mark around the finger. It's probably got mold and stuff like that.
Yeah, I let him take it off when he goes in the shower, and that's about it.
So, all right, let's dive into this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the after pregnancy, like what are we gonna like do for as the baby and stuff like that. So let's start off with number one. So number one, I would say is how are we going to?
So you want to talk about after the baby?
After the baby.
Okay, so far. Okay.
How are we going to discipline the baby?
Okay, so how we're going to discipline the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead, Anthony.
Well, one, let me tell you my preference, right? So I do believe in timeouts. I do believe in like, okay, you know, you go to your space, you ain't getting no electronics, all that good stuff, whatever. And I do believe in the other discipline action, which I'm not going to really talk too in depth about, but I do believe in that as well. But I don't believe in go stand in the corner and stare at the wall. I don't believe in that, because it's just like, what's the point? Like, you know what, you messed up, you threw that pasta, you go stand and look at the wall. Like, to me, stand and look at the wall ain't gonna change nothing. That's just me. But, you know, so how are you disciplined?
Okay, so I believe in timeouts too, because I think everybody, when I get mad or when you get mad, we like to have our time for a second to think about, our things. And I think that goes the same with a child as well. But I do believe in having a limit. So what I learned in childcare is that when you put a child in timeout, you're supposed to do it for their age. So if they're 1 year old and you're telling them to go think about what they did, you're supposed to do it for a minute. When they're 2 minutes. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. So it's minute. That's what I learned. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but whatever. I do believe in having their time to think about their certain kinds of consequences. I do think that I'm pretty strict, and I think I'm pretty set in my ways. But
go ahead, babe.
But I think that I am also not sure how I'm going to be when it's my child.
All right, so this is what I think. Because we explained this before. When it came to me growing up, so my mom had this thing with her eye. She would just look at us. And when I used to see that, I used to call it a stank eye. When I seen that stank eye and she looked at us like this in the store, I was like, oh, sugar nuggets. It was time that right. So I want to have that eye. And I think I have the eye with Tony. I really do. Because Tony, I'll look at him like, Tony, blah, blah, blah. And you see how he gets, today. He's just like.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew. Because that eye, and you definitely got that eye. You don't even realize you got that eye.
Yeah.
You give me that eye sometimes, she'll give me that eye like this, and before you know, I'm taking the trash out.
I'm gonna go take the trash out.
She gave me this one eye one day. I was like, I'm taking the trash out. She's like, babe, trash ain't gonna be out till Tuesday. And today is Wednesday of next week. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna get a head start. Our trash was done before all the neighbor trash because she gave me that eye. Before you know, I was dusting the balcony. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. We didn't even have chandelier. Chandelier gonna be in there next week. But I believe in that eye, that look.
Yeah.
I believe in that look.
I believe in that look too. It's sometimes I think that the yelling that you hear sometimes parents do, I believe if you go over to a child and you say something close to their face, even a whisper, so they know you're not playing around. I think that has more of an effect than a yell. Because if you're yelling at me from across the room, I'm like, yeah, right.
It's a
joke. We're going to do it from over there.
Did you guys hear what she said? That evil whisper is scary.
Yeah.
You ever had that done to you?
I try to do it to you.
Well, you're just so cute. But that evil whisper is scary.
It is scary.
When you see your parent do this, look at you, and they go, come here. And when they lip pucker up
when you do that, you look exactly like your mom.
Right?
I've seen her do this.
And the thing about, imagine my mom 15, 20 years ago doing that. It was the scariest feeling in the world. My mom used to come over like, let me talk to you.
You look exactly like
her.
So
we used to be in the store, but mom was like, come on, let me talk to you. But mom
I would be
oh my God. And mind you,
whatever I did, I'm sorry.
Growing up, we were like drill soldiers. So if we were acting out of line in the store, look out, a bomb better drop. But mom would look at us, she'd be like, come here. And she'd go over here and be like, I told you. No. Half time you know what they're saying.
But I'll tell you this about your mom. Chills. She does, and we could have a whole video talking about your mom. But your mom has 4 kids.
Yes, 4.
And they're all very well behaved.
Oh.
And they all are good jobs, well disciplined, respectful, go to church. I don't know how many parents can actually say that they had 4 kids that turned out well.
And that's because you want to know why? And I excuse my French, whenever we're out of line, my mom beat our ass. Not into abuse. Wasn't abusive or whatever, none of that. She put us in line. Yeah. My mom wasn't our best friend. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's my best friend. My mom's no, my mom taught us right from wrong.
Right. And church.
Church. Number 1. We were there when they opened and we were there when they closed.
And I think that says a lot too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know.
Once you get to a certain age, you make choices of your own. If you want to go to church or not. But when you're a child, you shouldn't have a choice if you go to church. That's just my preference. If you believe in some type of religion, which our child's going to believe, you know, in the religion we believe in, which is Christian or whatever, once you get a certain age, you make your own choices. But if you're raised a certain way, then it kind of sets the path of where you should go. Doesn't mean you're going to go there, but that's just what we believe in. So I think that was important for us growing up as kids when I had friends who didn't go to church. Their parents gave them so much leeway of staying out past midnight, running the streets. We weren't raised that way.
Right.
So they went their way, I went my way because of the way we were raised. And I think that's important for our child.
For sure.
Moving forward. Which we ain't gonna have a problem with that because, you know, we don't believe in a nightlife anyway. We're asleep by 8. It's 6:30 now.
Anthony's stepping up his game. He's to sleep by 7 now. So, yeah, if you follow me on Snapchat, I do like to take those photos.
She has a collage of me falling asleep.
And
speaking of that, speaking of the whole sleep thing, right? Let's talk about the symptoms that you've been having.
Oh, okay. So I'm 18 weeks, like you said in the beginning. So my first trimester, it goes to 12 weeks, and now 13 to something. Yeah, goes in the second. I'm not sure. So the first trimester, I really didn't have anything. Right?
No.
I think I got sick one time. Yeah, I got sick one time, and I think it was just a fluke. I even talked to the doctor about it, and she was just saying how it could have been just something that didn't set right in my stomach. Like, it could have just been like a one-off. She didn't think it had anything to do with pregnancy. So I haven't had any symptoms of being sick, and I'm thankful for that because I know it is tough when you're sick. My mom was sick with me for the whole 9 months. Whole 10 months. So I haven't had any kind of sickness or anything like that. I'm happy about that. I've been sleeping just fine first trimester. And then my eating was just kind of regular. I would just I'm a picker. Like, I like to pick. I don't sit down and eat meals. No. I just like to pick all day long. So it was pretty much normal for me. Yeah. Now, what about you, Anthony?
Now, fellas, this is for all the fellas out there. If your wife or your girlfriend's pregnant, do not be ashamed. I'm telling you right now. If you are experiencing, you being bloated, you're having problems sleeping, or you're sleeping too much, you feel drained, whatever. So, guys, we do have symptoms when our love of our lives are pregnant. And I have been experiencing some crazy symptoms. One day I came home. She always laughs. She's like, oh, well, you come home with a new symptom every night.
I'm thankful.
I come home one night, I'm bloated. I've never been bloated a day in my life. I'm like, I walk in the house, I ain't gonna lie, it sounded weird. A grown-ass man be like, I'm in a police uniform, like, babe, I'm bloated. It was weird.
Oh, yeah, you told me that, and I started immediately laughing. He was like, never mind, I'm not telling you things anymore.
And then immediately I got emotional. Never mind, I'm not telling you nothing else. And stormed up the steps. You imagine a grown man run up the steps like he lost his damn mind. I got upstairs, I was like, why did I just stumble up the steps like that? I'm in the shower crying.
He also comes home, and he's like, my stomach just feels empty. He's like, I don't get it. I eat, and I want to eat more.
Yeah, no matter what, I can eat a cheesesteak. And as soon as I finish that cheesesteak, I'm like, I can't wait to eat again. I don't know what it is. So, guys, we do have symptoms, and I'm asleep by 7 o'clock every night.
He can't even keep his eyes open.
Last night, I was proud of myself. I think I made it to 8:30.
No, I took a picture of you, and it was 7 o'clock.
One day, I made it to like 8:30.
It was the night before. Okay. You made it to 8:30. And you were like, whoa, it's 8:30.
And look, now I'm trying to fight this joy. I'm not going to do it. So I was trying to fight the yawn because right now it's like 6-something here.
Yeah.
So, but we do have symptoms, so don't feel bad if you start feeling like a little different, a little drowsy, if your eyes a little watery like mine is right now. Don't feel bad because we do have these symptoms when they're pregnant as well.
Yeah, and I'm thankful that I don't have those symptoms because you definitely the first trimester and
it was rough.
It was rough for him.
Like it got to the point where she was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to feel pregnant. I can't wait to feel pregnant." I'm just like, "Be careful what you wish for because when you start whatever." So she went from barely eating anything to eating like a gorilla, like nonstop. Like
I have been eating a lot more, and I've been I've been eating a lot more. Like Anthony, when Anthony cooks, he makes my plate for me, and he used to like just put the right amount on there, the portions, and now I'm getting like seconds.
Yeah, one time I gave her food and she was like, "I'm starving." I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
like, that was a decent amount. Before you know, the other morning, a few mornings ago, she ate 4 waffles. Mind you, that's something I would do. She ate 4 waffles. So it's like everything is like switching. So she's eating a lot. I'm crying. Like it's the weird. It's the weirdest combo. One day, no lie, she's downstairs for work. She's like listening to like music. She's listening to DMX. Like stop, drop, shut them down, open up, shop. I'm upstairs listening to Sam Smith in the shower.
It's Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan, Angel, up there, literally crying my eyes out.
He was in the shower. I could actually hear his music on and I could hear him like every once in a while sing.
Yeah. I'm upstairs like take my love down. I don't know if that's even Sarah McLachlan. I was up there crying my eyes out. I come downstairs, fully emotional. She's down here like this, wave cap on. You couldn't tell her nothing. Just it's crazy. So everything is like switching. So that's one thing that we've been dealing with. So we're gonna move into something that it's been a hot topic that we've been talking about for a while. She probably knows what I'm talking about. She probably doesn't. This is stuff that she does to irk me when it comes to. So we're having a baby girl, right? And I've always wanted a baby girl. Always wanted a baby girl because I just want to love her to death. So she does these things with me because she knows that I'm going to be like a lunatic.
I'm an instigator.
Very. It's bad. So she goes, "Oh, when can our daughter have, a friend, just a friend that's just a boy, her being 5 years old? When can she say, hey, Jake's my friend, Ryan's my friend?"
Kyle.
I hate when she says Kyle. I hate it. Every time when she says Kyle, I think of a dude drinking Red Bull, punching walls. I hate it. I hate it. And I know a lot of Kyles out there. I love you all to death. But when I hear like a baby boy Kyle,
it's just because I've been saying it since day one.
Since day one.
Now he hates the name Kyle.
I hate it. And I got a lot of friends that's Kyle. I hate it. So she says this stuff to me. She's like, when can she have a friend that's a guy? And I'm just like, So let's start with her. When do you think it's fine for her to have a play friend that wants to hang out?
Like a guy?
Yeah, but I'm not saying guy. Like, let's start young. Say she's 8 years old and she's in school and she wants a friend to come over to help her with homework. You think that's fine?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yes.
Where are they going to be at?
Downstairs in the living room.
Okay.
So our home is like an open concept downstairs, so you can see wherever in the house you can see from to the living room. So it's not like there's no doors, nothing can be closed. It's all open. So
so where are we going to be at?
We would be downstairs.
Where?
Anthony.
So that's a perfect example. If they're sitting here doing homework, where should we be?
We should be down here.
Same couch.
Okay.
Right?
I mean,
or at least in this area.
I would say if they're down here and they're doing homework, I would suggest them to be in the dining room where there's a high top table, sitting there doing homework, and we would be in here watching TV.
See, I like that idea, but the problem is TV is a distraction. So at any given moment, she can sneak a kiss. Peck on the cheek.
Anthony's crazy.
Watch how quick this is. Watch. So we're saying, it's like we're doing homework. Yeah, 2 + 2 = 5. We're in the middle of watching this great scene when it comes to the movie. Oh my God, that just happened. Kyle looks over and goes, boom. That was quick. Y'all probably didn't even see that. So that's a bad idea.
This has been, Anthony will go on this rant for 20 minutes. Because this is what it's been like.
That's a bad idea. I think, and a lot of guys that probably approve of this, I think they should be.
I think a lot of girls too.
Where we're at, right here. First of all, way too close. She's gonna be over there. He's gonna be over here. Us, we're either gonna be in between them or we're gonna be in the same.
We're not gonna be in between them while they're doing homework.
Why can't they be chaperoned to do their homework?
Because I want to be in between them when they're doing homework.
You don't want to?
No.
That's fine. Then I got all day. Oh, I'm off that day. I'm gonna make sure I'm off that day.
So I tagged Anthony in a video like a couple months ago of the dad who I thought was crazy. She was going on a date. She had to be 20 something years old.
Absolutely.
No, actually she wasn't 20 years old because she wasn't. Maybe she was. I don't know. She had to be older, but she was definitely older because she was. You could tell. And the dad wasn't home, but was talking to the guy, you know what I'm talking about, talking to the guy on a Ring doorbell and like was,
hounding them.
I need your license plate number. I need this. I need that. I need this. And the daughter was going on a date and I tagged Anthony in it and Anthony got so mad at me. He was like, why would you tag me in that?
Well, I mean, like I was mad, but then again, like the reason why people are like that, the reason why like guys are like that, because me being a guy, I know how guys are.
Right.
And we're in 2020, going on 2021. Like, things are different nowadays. People are different. Like, people are, like, it's bad how the world we live in. Like, it's terrible. And the thing is, like, we have, like, when I met her, she, like, rainbows and unicorns, we call it. She lived in this world of, like, rainbows and unicorns.
I still do.
Yeah, but to a slim picket. Like.
So, yeah, I like to live my life.
I'm so glad that we met each other. We're good.
I like to live my life in rainbows and unicorns.
Explain what that is.
That is, everybody's good. There's no bad. And, like, I like to not think that there's evil in the world. I know there's evil in the world. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, I don't like to walk by somebody and feel like I'm being threatened or having somebody drive by me and feel like they're going to turn around and follow me. I don't like that, and I don't think my mind can even process like that. I don't want to live like that.
So here's the problem I was trying to explain to her. Like, so my wife, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful
human.
No, you're just majestic. Oh my God, look at you.
Go ahead.
So she's beautiful. So somebody like her, a lot of people, such as herself, they may be oblivious to the things around them. So me, like when I go in the stores, this is how I think, and it's crazy. Some people may think that's bizarre. Some people like, I understand. I'm always watching, and this is not even just law enforcement. It's just in general for people. You have to people watch because there's certain signs people display that can be threatening. Like, let's be real. People that's always looking around, searching with their hands in their pockets. It's kind of like weird because nowadays we live in a world of not if, it's when. When is it going to happen? So when we met each other, I was like, hey, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bizarre in the beginning. I was like, hey, when you go out for your walks, like check for license plates or...
No, we were walking together because we would walk together and he would be like, a car would pass and I didn't study. A car would pass and be like, what was that license plate number? And I'm like, what? And he was like, you should pay attention to the license plate numbers. And I'm like, we are in a safe neighborhood. And he'd be like, stop it. I'm not oblivious to my surroundings.
I beg to differ. The reason why I say that is because I tested her one day. So keep that statement. One day she left to go get her nails done. So I was like, baby, I'm going for a run. I'm gonna go get my run in, get my 2 miles in, whatever. So I'm running. So her car is real distinct. I'm not gonna give you the make and model, but it's really nice and it's distinct. So I'm running and I see her car quarter mile away. So I said, not only am I gonna test her, but I just want to wave to my baby. So she's driving this way towards me. I'm like this. Mind you, I'm shirtless. I'm waving at her. So she rode by. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, she seen me. My baby seen me. She knew it was me. I get back to the house. I'm like, babe, I killed it. You see me out there? She's like, where? I'm like, you didn't see me out there running. I just waved at you. She said, no. I'm like, hold up. You didn't see me waving at you, screaming and hollering in traffic. She's like, no.
Traffic.
She's like, no. And at that point, I was like, you know what? It's bad. It's worse than it's worse than what I think. It's bad. But she's gotten better. I think
Yeah, now I have gotten better.
Now she's paranoid a little bit, which honestly, like, if you're paranoid, it's a good sign of you being aware of your surroundings. Once you get too comfortable, that's when it's bad. Never get too comfortable. Yeah. So this is what we're trying to put in for our child. We want our child to be safe.
Of course.
So when I mean by a boy being at the house, which I'm not saying like if he's not going to try to kill us or whatever, he ain't want them problems. He don't want them problems.
All right, Anthony.
All right, but what I'm saying is like, we're going to be around,
Of course.
And the next question is, when do you think it's okay for her to date? I'm going to need more wine.
So I think like a date would be probably around 18 when she gets her license. Now, I'll tell you this. I say things sometimes, and I'm not going to say it on these videos, but just in this video, but I'll irk Anthony with saying certain things. So I'll be like 14 and he'll be like, what? No, I think 18. Like, kids will be like, oh, I have a boyfriend, or oh, I have a boyfriend, or I have a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend at a certain age. And it's not really like anything. No. But like, I think to go out on a date would be 18. Okay, now 18 is reasonable. I can agree with that. Here's a big question. Now, is it just them two going? Or you think that a parent should go? Anthony, we are not chaperoning 18. I'm telling y'all right now. The day that my daughter leaves the house to go on a date with another guy, whether she's 18 or 56, I'm gone. Anthony said she will date when she's married. And how does that make sense? Well, I mean, okay, I was being a little tough, but at least engaged. I'm gone on a date. This is what I think. And fellas, you can probably agree to this. The fellas agree. Make sure you comment and agree to what I'm about to say. If she's 18 and she's going on a date, how come me and my wife can't go and do our own thing while they're on a date? We call it a sub date. So say if they go out to dinner. They got table 15. We're at table 12. We're in good visual of what they're doing. We're not bothering them, and we're eating our dinner. We're having a date. We're kindling the fire. They're having a good date as well. Is that fine? What do you think? I think that's perfectly fine. If they go to the movie. So when you were 18, would you be okay with your parents sitting at a different table while you were on a date? Sure. Why not? You lie. Why not? Because, I'm telling you what, I would not want either one of my parents there. Okay, how about this? What if they didn't know we were there? That's what Anthony keeps on saying. What if we can wear disguises? He's going to be in his Grinch outfit. What if we mysteriously showed up to the same restaurant that they went to? I don't know. Now, look, this topic can go on forever. Forever. Because I'm telling you, we probably talk about this more than anything. Yeah, more than anything. And Anthony likes to quiz me, and I like to make him mad. No, she does. She does. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so with COVID going on right now, I made my first prenatal thing, and like I'm scared to a certain extent. Like when I first found out, I was like, oh shoot, like reality, like it hit me. I'm like, oh man, this is pregnant. Right. And I was going really crazy with watching YouTube videos, day in the life with an infant. And I'm like, I wasn't even there yet, but I was going crazy. But like when I first made the prenatal appointment and then they told me that Anthony couldn't go with me. And I was like, what? Like I have to go to these appointments by myself. So they told me Anthony can't come to any of my appointments with me, because of COVID. And, like the ultrasound, he can't come to, the heartbeat he couldn't come to, but I could FaceTime him to see these certain things. So which I'm glad I get to FaceTime you, but it kind of puts like, what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of just doesn't make it feel like reality to me. It feels like I would want somebody there that feels lonely. Yeah. I would want somebody there to go see what I'm going through, or, Imagine like you're having your first child. You just got married. You're building this family just to go to a doctor's visit for them to say, no one else can come. Yeah. Your husband can't come.
not your boyfriend, your husband cannot come. Like, how that makes zero sense, because this COVID thing is really affecting like families like crazy.
Of course.
Like, now I am looking at ultrasounds of my daughter on Zoom, on FaceTime.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And I know there's other people out there going through the same thing. So
yeah, a lot of people are going through the same thing. Listen, our prayers are with you guys. But one thing that I try to, bring light to, and I'm not being rude or anything, but it should be a thing where if we live together and we have documentation proving that we live together, COVID's COVID, right? I get that. But if we live together, we see each other 24/7, we have paperwork to prove that, how come I'm not allowed to come?
Yeah.
And it sucks, because it sucks for a lot of people. And I'm not trying to point fingers and say that, we're better than everybody else. No, because a lot of people out there are being affected by it. She was at the doctor's visit with other families that were just by themselves. Matter of fact, they had to escort a few people out, right?
Yeah, so a couple of the dads did come. And the receptionist, who I feel bad for too, because in the end, they're just doing their job.
Doing their jobs.
They're told that they can't have, and the dad got really mad and was like, I live with her. Like, why can't I can't even see an ultrasound. And she's like, she can FaceTime you.
Mm-hmm.
And he got really nasty with the receptionist. And like, I couldn't do that because I wanted to, but like, it's not her fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of them do show up and then they make them leave. But a couple of times I was like, they're sitting here and wonder if they changed it and they just didn't let me know. Wonder if Anthony can start coming. Because it's sad and it's something like, if it was like my second or whatever, but like this is the first one and it's just kind of exciting. And it's just a tough time with it. So Anthony can't come to any of my appointments with me, except for my big ultrasound, which is next week. He's allowed to come for that. So we're excited for that. So my first ultrasound that I got at week 11, it was so funny.
Yeah, please explain, because I still don't believe this.
So week 11. So if you don't, Anthony's really into the gym and he does a lot of like flipping and a lot of training and all this stuff. And I went and got the ultrasound done at week 11 and she was like, the first heartbeat, she was like, if we don't hear the heartbeat, don't get discouraged. You're only week 11, so you're really early. Just don't get discouraged. And I was like, okay. So she put the heart monitor up to my belly, and all you hear is boom, 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 boom. She was like, well, I was wrong. That's the heartbeat. And she was like, that is a strong heartbeat. So it was 169, the heartbeat. So then she was like, do you care if I do an ultrasound? Week 11, they're funny looking. They're like, it's just the start of things happening. And I said, yeah, that'd be fine. So she did the ultrasound. I did not get to FaceTime Anthony this time. She did the ultrasound and the baby was doing this crazy thing in my stomach where her legs were kicking on one side of my belly and her head was bouncing the other side and going back and forth. It looked like Anthony. It's like what he does, like when he kicks up and it's just crazy, like breakdancing almost. So the baby did that and didn't stop. And the nurse was like, oh my goodness. And I said, what? She was like, I've never seen a week 11 move like that. She was like, this baby's active. And I was like, oh man, like all I can think of is hyper. And I'm like, oh no, you better get that out of your system.
And she told me that day I went to the gym and hit it hard.
Hyper. And then when she first put it on my stomach, the baby's fingers were moving and she's like, look at it, she's waving. It was the weirdest thing. And I was trying to explain to people about it. And I was like, it almost felt like I was making it up because it was like, I was only week 11 and it was doing all this movement. Are you yawning?
No, I'm not.
So it was crazy. So I'm so excited for next week's ultrasound.
Yeah, next week.
That he can come to.
Next week is going to be big because we're going to be about 18 and a half weeks. No, 19. We're going to be 19 weeks.
Almost 20.
So which is halfway. We're going to be halfway there.
It's crazy.
And that's going to be big. I can't wait for that because it's my first ultrasound that we're going to. Mm-hmm. I have to be denied, whatever. But, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Mm-hmm. So what's the next thing we're going to talk about? Because I believe that we have another topic.
What is it?
That we should talk about.
What is it?
You don't know?
What?
Sports.
Oh, what do you mean? What sports?
So we got into a discussion about what, we're both considered to be active. I work out and stuff like that. And before, we met, she worked out and she ran and stuff like that. So she played sports in high school. So
I have not done anything physically active.
Well, you're pregnant. And
I was like the first trimester, I was just very tired, more tired than I wanted to admit. We started doing things together.
Yeah.
But
we used to walk a lot and all that stuff to stay active.
About 4 miles.
Yeah, 4 miles, we're definitely not doing 4 miles now because, I just recently turned 30 and I heard the stories about being 30 and how your body slows down. It's true.
Anthony's dramatic as heck.
No, it's true. Your body slows down. I used to work out 2 times a day, 5 days, 7 days a week. I can't do that no more. My body won't allow that to do no more. So enjoy it while you can, young bucks, because it doesn't work.
Oh, you're so young.
I know this sounds so old.
Yeah, and you're very young.
Young buck.
You're dramatic.
Or whatever. So sports, we're talking about like what are we going to get our baby into? What are we going to get our baby girl into? I think, which we agreed upon, gymnastics is going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be good. That's going to keep her like loose, keep her, get
active.
All that energy out. Because you guys know kids are just energetic. Got so much energy, and just like bedtime comes, they're just like they're doing all this, they doing all that. So you get them into something, they can just wear the energy out. And you want to get them to something, just a little tip, get them to something that offers a scholarship or something, because that helps with college ones. So basketball, lacrosse. We already ruled out softball for our own personal reasons. We're not gonna get into that. Soccer, right? Soccer's good.
Yeah, I like soccer. I would like. I had a lot of fun when I played soccer.
Soccer's an amazing sport. Builds character, and it's you got to be a different person to play soccer because you're constantly just doing this. Constantly, so that's really good.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, but we plan on getting our daughter, make sure she's active in school with programs as well as sports.
Oh, absolutely. So she's going to have to, another thing we talked about too, which is a big thing in today's world, is technology. How are we going to handle technology, and what are the boundaries when it comes to being on an iPad, how long she should be on an iPad, or whatever.
Yeah, these kids are crazy nowadays with these iPads, and it's like, to go outside and to play, it's like you have to go out there with them, and it's just like, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't want to come inside. I wanted to be outside, and I didn't care if I was climbing a tree by myself or under a tree looking at bark. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to enjoy the time outside. You couldn't get me inside and sit in front of a TV or sit in front of an iPad. I would like a mixture of that. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's sad because, like you said, we live in a world now where back in the day, I went outside by myself. My mom was never outside with me. Like, not because she didn't want to play with me, but in a sense that I had friends to play with.
Yeah.
But now it's like the parent has to be out. Well, I think the parent should be out to keep an eye out because we live in a weird, crazy world. So when our daughter goes outside and play, even when Tony goes outside and play, 10 times out of 10, I'm outside with him. Just to keep a lookout.
Of course.
Because, people, like, we don't live in a perfect world. So just to be, on the safe side, we like to keep watch of the kids.
Of course.
So
and then to tell you the truth is we like to go out there too.
Yeah, that too. We're like big kids anyway, so we like to go out and play.
We don't get to see outside too much either, so we like to go out there when we have them.
It's so funny because she works. She's always like working. And today we just went to go drop Tony off, and she was like looking out the window in the passenger. She was like, "It feels so good to be out."
It's the truth. Like sometimes I feel like a vampire.
Because she hasn't been outside the house in like a few days, and she's like, "Oh my god, it feels so good to be out." And I was like, "Oh," I put the window down. She said, "No, put it up. It's cold."
It was freezing outside today, but yeah. So.
Yeah, but that's important now for the kids to have some type of life outside, and to not be stuck on iPads and stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Structure is going to be really big for me too. Is having a schedule. I'm going to be pretty crazy with that. So
I'm a little nervous about this part because she's really organized to the point where it's too organized. So like if it was up to her, she can plan out our day to day, our minute to minute, our second to second. Like, baby, we're gonna wake up, we're going to brush our teeth, we're going to walk
Things
down
just
the
run
steps.
better with a schedule.
So I will say this, ever since that, we met, like her schedule has actually helped me, because if not, I'm normally a free-for-all type person where like if it gets done, it gets done. But with her, she's just like A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so definitely a structure. I want a schedule. I want a structure. I want to stick to it. I think I'm going to be pretty OCD with that.
Very. So I think that's important now when it comes to the kids and stuff. And we're going to be, it's going to be a tough task in the beginning because we're going to try to put the baby on a sleep pattern, the sleep schedule.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough. I tell her every day, I'm like, I can't wait for the baby to be here. And she's just like, well, maybe we should like relax because when the baby comes, it's going to be a different ball game.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get so excited too when the baby comes. I can barely sleep anymore thinking like, this time in 6 months, I'll, have to be up at this time anyway. So, I get excited that way. Sometimes I can't just shut it off and just relax either. So I'm excited too, but like I also want to enjoy this time because I think these times are.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? We have one more topic, and then I think this video is gone over. But we are going to continue to do these videos along the way.
Absolutely.
And if you guys have any questions for us, make sure you send them in so we can address them in the next video that we do too. But I wanted to keep everybody kind of up to date on everything just because of what we're experiencing with COVID thus far, and then just kind of our plans for the future. And then we can go back and look at it.
So what's the last topic you want to talk about?
Crap, I just forgot. Oh, that's right. I just remembered. That's right.
She does this all the time, guys.
I just remembered. So do we plan on having any more kids?
Oh, I knew this was going to be the last. I knew
and
it.
And then this will be it.
All right, so here's my take. We both love kids. We love kids. She used to be a school teacher, so if you guys don't know her
went
history,
to school to be a school teacher. I was never.
But you were a teacher aide, right?
I did. Substituting, teaching. Not a full-time teacher.
So basically, she was a teacher. She's so modest. Oh, my baby's so modest. Oh, my baby's so modest.
I can't claim that. Those teachers deserve that.
Absolutely, they do deserve that. But my baby's so modest.
All right, Anthony.
So us. So do we plan on having more kids? What do you think?
So, like I said in the beginning, Anthony already has a son. He already has a son. So we have that, and then we're gonna have this girl. And right now, I would like one more after this because Tony has a brother too, and they're both close in age, and they play well together. So they keep each other occupied, and I like that. And I'm thinking, okay, this daughter who's going to be 6 years younger than Tony, almost 7 years younger than Tony, that's kind of a gap.
Yeah.
So having another one kind of close together, I think I would like. I say that now because I haven't had any like real bad symptoms, and I haven't gone through birth yet.
Yeah.
So like I say that now. Maybe that will change, but I would think that I would like one more. And I remember the first time we talked, I was like, I don't want one, like I'm fine with just one, blah 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 blah. But it's been so much fun.
Oh my god, it's been amazing.
That
So should I give my take on it?
Yeah.
Alright, so here's my take. Alright. So I'm gonna start off with this. So being with Julie is amazing, first of all. I gotta say that. I know she's gonna be a dynamite mother. She's gonna be amazing. And just knowing that, I wouldn't mind having more than one. But the main thing that I think is that, so let's just say everything goes well with our business and our YouTube starts going really well, which will be great. If that happens, when it happens, I am up to having 12 kids. You wanna know why? Because that will help with my schedule. Meaning right now, my work schedule, I work 12 hours. So I don't want to put too much on my wife, her doing a lot of stuff days that I work, because she can primarily work from home. But if I am able to be home and work at the same time, then I tell you right now, if it gets to the point where I'm able to, eventually retire in the future and do what I would love to do, then I would be up to having 5 kids.
All right, well, not me. I would just like to have, like, you know, well, we already have some.
You don't know, but I'm going to put 5 kids in there. So I would love to have, you know, as many kids as she would want to have, because it would actually help with our it'll help with my schedule. You know, it'll be better for my schedule to actually help her do things. I don't want to put too much on her. That's why we're going to do it together. But I wouldn't mind having another kid back to back. I wouldn't mind it.
All right, we just need everybody to subscribe and like this.
Listen, if you guys subscribe and like this and even share this video, then chances are we might have another kid. and I'm so excited. Listen, when our baby girl comes, we're going to be doing a lot of videos. We're going to be showing you guys from beginning all the way up to when she graduates, when she has, you know, her husband.
She is going to be in for a treat with parents that are extra AF.
I'm so nervous because, like, seeing how beautiful she is.
And how handsome you are.
And how our daughter's going to look. I am so nervous.
Anthony gets emotional sometimes.
Yes, I do. I'm like tearing up now. I'm tearing up now because I'm just like, I'm just thinking about this perfect, beautiful girl. And I'm just like, it's only a few months until we meet her.
We got to make sure Kyle stays
And then that's what she does. She brings Kyle up now, Red Bull and punching walls. But listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in so much to this video. This is a really good video for us because we got a lot off our chest. We talk about this all the time. We got a chance to share these things with you guys. And another thing, too, when you like and subscribe and hit the post notification bell, there's a chance that we may go for round 2.
Anthony.
Well, I mean, round 2 for I was a kid. But thank you guys so much. And we really love you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns.
Subscribe. It really helps us out a lot.
Yes.
Like it. Share it. Comment. We like to hear from you too. Anthony likes to read the comments and lets me know, you know, what people are saying. So we definitely appreciate all the love and support that we have this far. More than you guys know.
We started this a few months ago.
And it was just kind of for me and Anthony just to kind of talk about our experiences, just because we wanted to have it documented. Because we know how life can pass us by sometimes, and how things, you know, that we know how each other we're important for each other, and we've been through some obstacles beforehand. So we wanted to do it for us, and then it kind of took off, and people are like, "You're hilarious," and things like that. So it was important for us, and we appreciate the support.
Very important. And like I said, thank you guys so much, and this all started off with her explaining something to me one time about watching a couple, and then one day I made a YouTube channel without her permission, and I posted a video, and Plumber John. Make sure you guys check out Plumber John. That's how it all started. I fixed a trash compactor by accident. So this all started from that.
It's a garbage disposal. He doesn't even know what it is.
But no matter what, if it's your passion and you guys have a passion for something, just go after it. And I'm just lucky enough to have someone to be able to do this with.
No.
We love these guys. You guys have a great night. Peace. Never brag we're talking. Oh, wait.
You need more wine.
I do.
I can't believe we were talking for 45 minutes.
Nah.
That's why I said it.
That was 45 minutes?
That's why we got to cut.